Hello everyone and welcome back to SHOWTUNES Sunday. My name is Rachel and if you're new to my channel then welcome. I post videos every Sunday and I post vlogs whenever I have decided I want to vlog. So yeah, today's video will be my top 10 favorite musicals with some runner-ups because there's a lot of musicals that I just really love and enjoy. To get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel right down below. Like I said before, I post new videos every Sunday, and hit the like button if you like this video. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get into my top 10 favorite musicals. I have my list right here. Picture from my computer. So let's start with the runner-ups. The first runner-up is Mamma Mia. This is just like a guilty pleasure musical for me because the music is just so fun and exciting and I love to dance to it, and I would love to be in that show. I would just want to be in the ensemble because when I saw it at the Muni, the choreography was phenomenal, and I was like, I want to be in this show, because I had never been really like into Mamma Mia before then, and then I saw it at the Muni and I was like, oh, I want to be in this show. So yes. The next runner-up is Legally Blonde. Unless you've been in the show and had a bad experience, like, how could you not love Legally Blonde? Again, the music is just so fun and it follows the movie like pretty much to a T. And I would love to play Brooke, the exercise instructor with the jump rope routine, mainly to do the jump rope routine because that just looks like it would literally whip me into shape so fast, and I'm not coordinated with jump ropes, but I would love to be in that show and play that character. My last runner-up is Jersey Boys. I just saw Jersey Boys for the first time at the Muni, and I have a vlog which I will link in the description box, and it'll also be in my end slate. But I have been aware of Jersey Boys for quite some time, and I was just kind of like, oh, okay, and never really wanted to see it. And then first off, I heard Mark Ballas was in it at the Muni and I was like, okay, I'm going. Then I saw that Mark Ballas had been in Jersey Boys on Broadway and I was like, okay, phenomenal show. And I didn't realize how many of the songs I actually knew. Like, I know majority of the songs that the Four Seasons did, and that musical is just purely for the music, it's amazing. And number 10 is Spring Awakening. I have loved Spring Awakening since high school, and it's just, the show is so haunting and also upbeat and energetic at times, and the story is just, I feel like it can be relevant. Like, it's about children that are sheltered and don't really know what's going on in the outside world, and that does happen sometimes, and it gets heartbreaking, but then it gets funny, and it's just, I really like it. And I feel like if you watch the show, there's someone that you can relate with, and the music also is just phenomenal. So that's number 9 is Next to Normal. I don't even know where to begin with that musical. I love that musical because it touches on a subject that is stigmatized in society today, and that is mental illness. And the music aside, because the music is amazing, the story surrounding it is heartbreaking, and you can't help but continue to watch it because you want to see what happens to this family, because you become so emotionally attached to them, and you root for each character in a different way, which is what I love in a musical. There isn't really a bad guy in the story, and that's why you root for all of them. And yeah, there's bootlegs out there. Go watch one of the bootlegs. Honestly, click out of this video, go watch a bootleg of Next to Normal. Number 8 is Jesus Christ Superstar. Again, I don't know where to start with this one. Jesus Christ Superstar is a bop. It's honestly just one big bop. It's sung all the way through because it's a rock opera. The music, it just tells the story so beautifully, and I grew up hearing it in my house because it's my dad's favorite musical, and I would always hear it like around Easter time, and then I started listening to it more, and one of my favorite overtures of all time is the Jesus Christ Superstar one, and the way that it fades into Heaven on Their Minds is just tasty. But number 7 is Heathers. I love Heathers. I love the movie, so I actually was introduced to the musical before the movie, and I just thought that the songs were so, like, especially for women, the songs are just so, like, empowering. Like, these are boss women that are singing songs like Candy Store. Don't mess with them. And I found it kind of empowering, and so then I looked more into the musical, and I was like, I love this show. And then my friends and I, my senior year of high school, watched the movie, and I was like, this is so great. It's the original Mean Girls, and I know that there's a huge debate about Heathers and Mean Girls, blah blah blah, but Heathers is the original Mean Girls, but it's like, it's edgier. It's way edgier because it was the 80s. So I think the musical does a great job of incorporating the storyline of the movie and adding more depth into some of those characters that you wouldn't really think twice about. Like, moving right along with number 6 is Little Shop of Horrors. I love Audrey 2 so much. That's where I have to start with this show. Audrey 2 in itself is enough for anyone to love this show because of just, I don't know, the song Feed Me is such, like, I don't know, I love it so much, and I would listen to it when I would, like, drive to and from places my senior year of high school, and I just would listen to it and, like, wait for it to appear on my shuffle of Spotify, and it's a cult classic because of the movie again, and then it turned into a musical, and I actually prefer the musical to the movie, and the show brings me so much joy because of how, like, we're on number 5, and my number 5 musical is Bonnie and Clyde. I know that there's a lot of Frank Wildhorn shows that are kind of meh, and I know Bonnie and Clyde didn't last very long on Broadway, but I love Jeremy Jordan and Laura Osnes. They're two of my biggest musical theater inspirations, and I think the music in that show is a masterpiece. I think that it is really sat on and really underrated, and it's honestly, I think, some of the most difficult rep you can put in a musical theater rep binder, because I don't know, of course Laura Osnes and Jeremy Jordan set the bar so high for the songs that I feel like my number 4 musical is Hamilton. No one give me crap for it being number 4 because it was really hard to put any of these, especially my top 5, well, really my top 4, into any specific order. It's just how they came into my head as I was typing out my list. I love Hamilton. I wasn't on the Hamilton fad when it first became a fad, but then it fell into my lap a little bit later, and I love the show. I think it's extremely educational, and I learned so much about our history from watching the show and listening to the show. And I did watch the documentary they made where they went and visited all the sites in Washington and all that have to do with Hamilton and the people in his life that he worked with, like Jefferson, and his relationships with the Schuyler sisters. And I think the show is one of a kind. It truly is. There's no other show like it. The choreography is amazing. It's, like 1 minute it's, I don't even know how to describe it, but yeah, it's such a good show. Number 3 is Love Never Dies. Again, for me, this is a very underrated musical. I know it's on a US tour right now, and it's coming to the Fox in St. Louis. I have to see it because I just saw Phantom, and I actually really love the show. I think the music is gorgeous, but like, what Andrew Lloyd Webber show doesn't have gorgeous music in it? I know people don't like it because of the ending, but I actually like the ending in a weird way. Like, I think it's, the ending of Love Never Dies encompasses what the Phantom and Christine's relationship is, which is like a tragically beautiful love story in a weird way. And there's a whole debate about the Phantom versus Raoul, and I could make a whole video on that in itself. But I do think that Love Never Dies is a really sat upon musical. It's really underrated. I think the music is gorgeous, and I've watched bootlegs with the original Christine and Phantom, which is Sierra Boggess and Ramin Karimloo. They're my 2 favorite of all time, Phantom and Christine's, and if you put those 2, if you put Sierra and Ramin in the lead roles with the Australian set and costumes, you have the perfect Love Never Dies. Second favorite musical of all time is Beauty and the Beast. I have loved Beauty and the Beast since I was itty bitty, like 2-year-old. Belle was my favorite princess. I didn't even know it was a Broadway musical until I got older, but I watched that movie so much, and the songs are gorgeous. And then I started listening to the Broadway cast recording, and the songs that they added in, which they only really added in like 4 or 5 songs besides the originals, and they just make such a well-rounded musical. And then after doing, my number 1 all-time favorite musical is Phantom of the Opera. I know that seems really basic, but Phantom is what got me into musical theater. I saw the 2004 movie, and as much as I don't really like that 2004 movie now, it still holds a special place in my heart because I saw that and I was like, I want to play Christine. I was like, I want to play Christine one day, and that's what inspired me to start this whole theater journey, and that's what got me here now, is that my goal is to be Christine one day. And it's just a beautiful show. The music, the staging, the costumes, the set, the technical aspects, it's just all in all, that's why it's been running for over 30 years on Broadway, is because it's amazing and it's beautiful and people want to see that love story. That's gonna do it for my top 10 favorite musicals with some runner-ups, and that'll do it for this SHOWTUNES Sunday. So if you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel right down below, and I will see you guys in next Sunday's video. Bye guys!